Actually, these don't even have to be pushed back in. You could just leave them out. Even when you pack it, you don't have to push them back. Okay. Just leave them out. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So this morning we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, text number 8. Kim nu baleshu surena.
Kim nu baleshu surena.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Kim nu baleshu surena.
Kim nu baleshu surena.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Kim nu baleshu surena.
Kim no baleshu shurena.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Kim nu baleshu shurena.
Kim no baleshu shurena.
Kalina dhirabhiruna.
Kalina dirabhyurna.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Apramatta pramateshu.
Yogako nishuvartate.
Yoriko nishuvartate.
Kim,
Kim,
what?
what?
Nu,
Nu,
maybe.
maybe.
Baleshu,
Baleshu,
among the less intelligent persons.
among the less intelligent persons.
Surena,
Shurena,
by the powerful.
by the powerful.
Kalina,
Kalina,
by the personality of Kali.
by the personality of Kali.
Dhira,
Dhira,
self-control.
self-control.
Viruna,
Viruna,
by one who is afraid of.
by one who is afraid of.
Apramata,
Apramata,
is careful.
one who is careful.
Pramateshu,
Pramateshu,
among the careless.
among the careless.
Ya,
Ya,
one who.
one who.
Vrika,
Rika,
tiger.
tiger.
You,
Nishu,
excuse me, Nishu,
Nishu,
among men.
among men.
Vartate,
Vartate,
exist.
exists.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Mars Brigitte considered that less intelligent men might find the personality of Kali to be very powerful, but that those who are self-controlled would have nothing to fear. The king was powerful, like a tiger, and took care for the foolish, careless persons. Purport. Those who are not devotees of the Lord are careless and unintelligent. Unless one is thoroughly intelligent, one cannot be a devotee of the Lord. Those who are not devotees of the Lord fall prey to the actions of Kali. It will not be possible to bring about a saner condition in society unless we are prepared to accept the modes of action adopted by Maharaj Prabhu. That is, propagation of the devotional service of the Lord to the common man. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Gurdava Chalam Pangam Mangai Guru Yat Kripa Talaham Pande Sri Guru Vinadana Vanchikapatir Pischa Kripa Sindhu Devacha Dhanam Pavani Vaishnavi Yono Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasti Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Maharaj Prabhu considered that less intelligent men might find the personality of Kali to be very powerful. A lot of less intelligent people on the planet. I'm one of them. Kali, it's hard to be intelligent. And there's high IQs, but you talk to these people that have very high IQs, and you ask them, so what's the goal of life? What kind of a question is that? To enjoy, get money and enjoy as much as possible. Enjoy your senses as much as possible. But actually, Prabhupada says intelligence means to know the difference between matter and spirit and who the controller of both is. That's intelligence. Some of our Gurukul kids have much more intelligence than these big professors, high IQs. I think there was some meeting about creation, and one of the professors stood up and said, "Don't bring God into this." The Big Bang, that's all they want to hear about. They want to confirm it further and further, make it solidified, the Big Bang. The Big Bang theory. It'll always be a theory. And the evolution theory. I was at a university and I had this display, the different species of life. And he said, "Oh, evolution?" I said, No. Reincarnation. Reincarnation. Yeah. I said evolution is a theory.
Mm.
It's a theory, not a fact. He said theory. It's as much a theory as what did he say? As I can't remember the word now. As gravity. Yeah. He says it's as much a theory as gravity. Actually, Prabhupada would even say gravity is a theory. Because it just depends on the air.
Yeah.
Actually, gravity. Because there's one friend of mine. He took his son. They wanted to go skydiving. So they have this machine, believe it or not, that has so much air pushing against it.
Yeah.
That the child is floating.
Yeah.
You've seen that? You heard of them?
Yeah, I've done one of them.
You've done one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so much air pushing that he's just floating. And of course the man's right there because he's just like a 6-year-old kid, But he's having a good time. All this air pushing. It's just a matter of how the air is, So he's just there floating with the pressure coming because when you go skydiving, there's a lot of pressure, air on you. You've gone skydiving too?
No.
Oh, you didn't? That's usually a preparation for skydiving. And Prabhupada said like that. It's also, even gravity is just, how the air is,
Mm.
So, real intelligence is knowing what is matter, what is spirit. It's like this is matter, and this is matter, but the spirit, it's different. Bhumir Atmano Vaya Kanmano, earth, water, fire, air, ether, my intelligence, false ego. These are the 8 separated in Aprayame Tastranga, Prakudim, Jiva Bhuta Mahavya. Beyond this external energy is another energy which consists of the living entities who are trying to enjoy and exploit this material nature. So that's the living entity, this is the soul. But to understand that we're different from matter, that we're the soul, that's a big step actually, to realize that we're the souls within. So here, it goes on to say that men might find the personality of Kali to be very powerful. And Kali is powerful. But then it goes on, but that those who are self-controlled have nothing to fear. No fear. It's like someone asked, one reporter asked Prabhupada, so what is the result of this chanting? Prabhupada said, no fear.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fear. Sometimes you hear people say, I'm not afraid. And then you put a gun to their head. No, it's okay. They become very afraid. No fear. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says being freed from attachment, fear, and vita bhaya krodha maya, one maya bhavo jnana tapasa putu and pavamaya. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, many persons have become purified and have attained me. So Krishna's kind of encouraging us here that many, many persons in the past have become purified and have attained me. But we got to get free of that, of attachment, material attachment. Of course, you want to be attached to Krishna, you want to replace the attachment from material attachment to attachment to Krishna. Mm. That's a big challenge because we're conditioned to being attached to matter. So now you're working. Change that to being attached to Krishna. Vita, being free from attachment, fear. And Prabhupada said, our 2 diseases. Remember our 2 diseases? Anybody remember?
We're not enough afraid of Maya.
Not enough afraid of Maya, and
We like to change things.
We like to change things. Yeah. I don't know if I said this before. before, but it's interesting. One devotee, he said, Prabhupada, this movement is so nice. We have such a nice philosophy. But if we could just have 3 regular principles instead of 4, this movement would really go up. No gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating, stop there. Prabhupada said, no. I don't want many stars. Just one moon is good. One time it's interesting, one of Prabhupada's godbrothers asked him, so who's gonna be the leader after you leave? And Prabhupada's interesting. He said, I'm not gonna choose anyone. He said, it's just like you have many stars. But when the moon comes up, then it's very clear what is the most prominent.
Mm-hmm.
So a moon will come up, and it'll be clear. Who? Interesting. But then he did choose some.
Yeah.
It was 11. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be moons. Many of them, I mean, some of them, most of them had difficulty. I think 8 of them had difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a moon, not easy. Kali Yuga. Kali is so powerful. So the king was powerful like a tiger and took care for the foolish. Although he was so powerful, so pure, he took care. He took care of everyone. Yeah. This is a great soul. And there's different qualities. This side we have this verse, Janada Bhusanichena. Prabhupada used to be a pharmacist. And one of his godbrothers came and he was getting some medicine from Prabhupada. And he said to Prabhupada, can you give me the tonic that you're taking? And Prabhupada looked at him like, yeah, the tonic that you're taking that brings the love of God that you have. And Prabhupada kind of chuckled. No, I don't have that, but I do have the formula. The formula is Janada Bhusanichena, Tarora Bhusanichena, Namani, give me and stuff. So this is the formula for attaining love for Krishna. Think of oneself lower than the straw on the street. So there's some qualities of Prabhupada that fit this verse. There was an instance where Prabhupada was meeting with some of the managers of Mayapur project, and also some of the contractors. It was a big meeting. Prabhupada's in his room, and one of the sweeping ladies, she came by and she was supposed to sweep in that room. It was unusual. They were having a meeting at that time, so every day she would sweep. So that's her service. She would, I don't know, make 2 rupees a day or something. And she got to feed her family. She's got to do that. So she's waiting outdoor, and Prabhupada saw her, and he said, "Okay, everyone, we have to stop now, because the sweeping lady, she has her service, and she's the authority at this time. So we all have to get up and leave and let her sweep the room." I mean, Prabhupada's the Jagat Guru of the universe. There's a sweeping lady waiting. Now it's time to do her service. So Prabhupada literally got everybody up, left the room, then she came and she swept the room and went on to do her next service. Lower than the straw on the street. The lower, it's like, lower than a sweeper. Prabhupada. More tolerant than a tree. Prabhupada was in Africa, and they were on a flight, and the South African team, they were on the plane too, and they had won. I don't know, rugby or something, soccer. They won. They were really giddy. They're real happy. Real happy about it. And this is a time when there was smoking sections and non-smoking sections. So Prabhupada and the other devotees are in the non-smoking. But these guys are also in the non-smoking, but they started lighting up their cigarettes. So Pushta Krishna Maharaj at the time, he called over the stewardess and said, this is non-smoking, but they're smoking cigarettes, please. She said yes, yes. She went over and told him, hey, you guys, this is non-smoking. You can't smoke here. So they put out their cigarettes. 10 minutes later, they lit up their cigarettes again. And Pushta Krishna thought, well, she's not very effective, so I'm going to take this into my own hands. So he got up to go and correct them. And Prabhupada said, where are you going? Prabhupada, they started smoking again. Prabhupada said, sit down. Sit down. He said, if we aren't tolerant, then what makes us any better than them? And Pushta Krishna Maharaj said, oh, okay, Prabhupada. Got to be tolerant sometimes. It's hard to be tolerant. So there is an instance where Prabhupada didn't tolerate. And that was when in Mayapur, they had bhajan on the sound system. Nice loud bhajan, people could hear the whole thing. But across, there was some, I don't know, some Bollywood music or something. They were playing louder. So they went to Prabhupada, these Bollywood music, making it louder than their bhajan. Prabhupada said, turn yours up. Turn it up. Full blast. And they did. And our speakers was actually bigger, so they had to, So Prabhupada didn't tolerate. They interfered with the bhajan, with Krishna consciousness, and turn it up. So, tolerant energy, devoid of all sense of false prestige. Prabhupada's very humble. There was an instance, I can remember. It'll come. But Prabhupada had amazing, wonderful transcendental qualities. And that's why he was so successful. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarvarganis tata samaste hara bhaktasi kutomam manodinasmi dhavatam. That devotees of the Lord, they develop all the good qualities of the demigods. One might say, well, but the demigods they're called sakama devotees. But there's also some devotees, demigods are completely transcendental, such as Narada, the demigod. Who else? There's Mahajans that are demigods. Yamaraj. Yeah, so there's very exalted. But generally, they're sakama. Means they're materialistic devotees. But there's also very exalted. So devotees, they develop all the good qualities of the demigods. And it's not that one has to develop these qualities, individually. No, by practicing Krishna consciousness, eventually all the qualities manifest. How many qualities are there? I don't remember. 26. 26 qualities of the Vaishnava. And as we advance in Krishna consciousness, automatically they manifest the qualities of a Vaishnava. So Prabhupada says here, those who are not devotees of the Lord are careless and unintelligent. So we have to be very carefully engaged in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if we're careless, then we enter into the danger zone. Prabhupada said that if you want to advance in Krishna consciousness, then follow all the rules very strictly, the big ones and the small ones. If we want to advance quickly, So many rules. And what was I think Allen Ginsberg? He said, you're very conservative. No. I'm liberal. If you knew all the rules and regulations, you would faint. So Prabhupada was very liberal, because he's dealing with us Westerners, so he couldn't be so strict. Just like the Brahmacharini ashram, there was no such thing.
Yeah.
Before Prabhupada came here, there's no such thing as Brahmacharini.
Yeah.
Because the girls, they never went to the Gurukul. So Prabhupada, he established that. Little Gurukulis, Brahmacharinis. Of course, it became and some of the Indians, they would challenge Prabhupada. You got these Brahmacharini ashram, you got the Brahmachari ashram. What about when the nighttime comes? Because they start mixing. And Prabhupada said, no, they got a higher taste, although unfortunately that did happen sometimes. So it's therefore it's better if they're separate. Actually, in New Zealand, Devamrita Swami, he's got the Brahmacharini ashram, he's got the Brahmachari ashram, but they live on different parts of the city. They're like 40 miles apart. It's safe. It's safe that way. Because Prabhupada said that butter and fire, more like the butter, we melt. And Prabhupada, he said that the boy is good, the girl is good, the boy and girl together is not good. Yeah. Because then there's expectations. Expectations. And then they don't live up to the expectations, they become frustrated. It's like I remember reading some of this lady and boy that had gotten married, and she was complaining to him, and you're supposed to please me. You're supposed to please me. And he said, really? Was that the fine print on the marriage certificate? I don't remember reading that. You're supposed to please me. That's expectation. Yeah. Especially in the West. That's whereas in India, the man, he's the Purusha. But here it's she's the Purusha. She's the boss. Happy wife, happy life. They say. But it's not easy. Nata tasya bhavat klesho bandhas chanya prasangata. This verse is twice in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna, he says, of all different types of suffering and bondage that arise due to material contact, none is greater than the suffering and bondage that a man and a woman experience in each other's association. The greatest suffering. But man is thinking, oh, it'll be nice, they'll marry and you have children. And the woman's thinking the same thing. But then it's just like nectar in the beginning, right? And then poison in the end. Just like nectar. And then what happened? It's like there's a very famous song in the West here. It's too late, baby, now. Something inside has died. Something inside has died. Very karaoke. Very famous song. So the attraction dies eventually. Yeah. Disappointed. Disappointed. Yeah. But not with Krishna. Not with Krishna. The closer we get to Krishna, the more attracted we are. We become amazed. Oh, the wonderful Krishna. We become more and more attracted. Like, wow, this is so cool. The more we hear about Krishna. But with materialistic people, conditioned souls, eventually we get disappointed. Just like a man has a child. Oh, it's so joyful. Such a joy, such a joy. I have a child. And that child causes havoc in his life. Yeah, that's the material world. It's the material world. And then Prabhupada goes on to say, unless one is thoroughly intelligent, one cannot be a devotee of the Lord. thoroughly intelligent. It's like even when one becomes a devotee of Krishna, he never thinks he's a devotee. It's like this devotee wrote a nice poem to Prabhupada, beautiful poem. Prabhupada appreciated it so much. But in the poem, he mentions, I'm a devotee of Krishna. And Prabhupada wrote back a very nice poem, but a devotee never thinks he's a devotee. He's always aspiring to be a devotee. Always aspiring. Never thinks. So that's humility. Never thinks. He's always aspiring to be a devotee, praying to be a devotee of Krishna. Yeah. Just like Krishnadas Kaviraj, such a great devotee. Yeah. Wrote the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada said, my only solace was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita when he was coming across in the Jaladuta. How many days did it take?
40.
I think it was 38 or 40, maybe it was, look it up somewhere. I think it was 38. So that was his solace. And he had these 2 heart attacks. It was amazing. And I just heard recently that he was thinking of, because this is, I think, in the, not in the Atlantic, what was the big body of water there before he went through the Atlantic? It was, anyway, he had the heart attacks before he entered into the Atlantic. And he was thinking of turning back. What is it before he went to the Suez Canal? What is that? That big.
Red Sea.
Is it the Red Sea? Anyway, that's where he had the 2 heart attacks. He was thinking of turning back, but the captain said, no, you have a mission. You have a mission. You have to go. You have to go. Your spiritual master put you on a mission. So Krishna spoke to him. So then he went through the Atlantic, and the Atlantic had never been so calm. This captain had crossed the Atlantic so many times, him and his wife, and they were shocked. The Atlantic was so calm. It's a huge, it's an ocean. Sometimes the waves are 40 feet high, and boats are just going, all over the place. So when Prabhupada got off the boat, when he got to Boston, the captain and the wife said, do you think you could come back with us? It was so calm. It was so nice when you were on. They knew it was because Prabhupada, that it was so calm. And he even had that dream where there was a boat, and the incarnations of Krishna, many of the incarnations of Krishna were on the boat, and they were encouraging Prabhupada, it's okay, come along. Imagine that, what a dream. I'm not, there's a lot of incarnations. I don't know how many were on the boat, but quite a few, and they're just encouraging Prabhupada. So that must have been a great inspiration.
Is it the Mediterranean Sea? Is it the Mediterranean Sea?
That was in the, oh, you mean the big body of water?
Yeah.
Before? I don't think it's Mediterranean.
It was Red Sea, Arabian Sea.
Arabian Sea, I think it's the Arabian Sea.
Okay.
Yeah. So that must have been very encouraging to have that dream. And then when he got to Boston, he began his book distribution. He sold three books. He had that first canto to the captain. He gave $20. So Prabhupada was the first big book distributor. Sometimes there's some debate about who was the first big book distributor. Prabhupada. And then he would put the books on consignment in the stores around New York. And then, of course, in 26 Second Avenue, people were coming. He was selling sets. Tamakrishna Maharaj, Satsut Maharaj, they all, Brahmananda, they all bought their sets for Prabhupada. So he was the first big book distributor. Set the pace. So then, Prabhupada says, It will not be possible to bring about a saner condition in society unless we are prepared to accept the modes of action adopted by Mars Burkett. So, in this Kali Yuga, practically everybody's crazy. You know, just like there was that instance where the one person, he had killed somebody and he pleaded insanity, and the judge got a psychiatrist there. The psychiatrist, he studied him and said, actually, Your Honor, from studying people for decades, I could see that everybody's crazy, more or less. So you do as you like with him, but everybody's pretty much crazy. Because everybody's walking around thinking, I'm American, I'm Russian, I'm Chinese. And he probably wasn't even thinking of that part of it. I'm sure he wasn't thinking of that part. But that's crazy. It's like there's people in prison now, they think that they're, you know, Jesus or Napoleon or Krishna. Yeah. It's crazy. But if we're walking around thinking that we're Americans or Indian or male or female, Russian or Ukrainian or Israeli, that's why there's so many wars, you know. My people, these are my people. And Prabhupada said about Arjuna also, he was thinking, my people. You want me to kill my grandfather? These are my people. My cousins, my people. These are my people. And what did Krishna say? Asochang ambatotastam, pragyavadam jabasa, gatasam agatatam, nanasosatipanta. He said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for that which is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise, they lament neither for the living nor for the dead. He gave the example also, you know, they were, you know, Gandhi, he wanted union with the Muslims and the Hindus, but it wasn't happening. So eventually they got so to such an extent that they had to separate Pakistan and India. Pakistan used to be India. Yeah. Mm. So they had to, so the Hindus were leaving Pakistan and the Muslims were leaving India to go to Pakistan. And there was so much fighting. You can imagine. Together, there was so much fighting going on, so much death. And they'll be all piled up, these bodies all piled up. But you can't tell who's Hindu, who's Muslim. Can't tell. So they're all fighting. But we're not Hindu, we're not Muslim. We're not male, we're not female. Just piled up bodies, just misconception. Misconception. So Krishna comes to remove the misconception and bring us to the reality that we're the soul. Everyone is part of Krishna. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody had that understanding? Wouldn't it be nice if because that's spiritual world where everyone understands I'm a spirit, I'm part of Krishna. Here, 99.9999% everybody's thinking I'm the body. So therefore it's chaos, suffering, stress, anxiety. But this knowledge is the solution. This will bring about a saner society if people just get these books and read them and follow the teachings. Yeah. But Prabhupada said our movement will always be small. Do you know why? 4 reasons. No gambling, no intoxication, no meeting, no illicit. For that reason, it'll always be small. Even some of our big leaders, you know, powerful preachers, couldn't follow. It's amazing. You know, Maya is so powerful, so strong, but Krishna is more powerful. Therefore, we have to take firm shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, Maya will sweep us away so easily. Okay, on that note, is there any question, comment, correction? Yeah, I don't invoke much questions.
We can check online.
Any online comment, question? Okay, and we're on time.
So I have one question regarding anger. So Prabhupada said devotee should be tolerant. So we have heard incidents when we have read incidents in Prabhupada Ilamrita that when Prabhupada got angry while on stage with somebody else. I think maybe an impersonalist.
Prabhupada would become very angry in many instances. There was something called the Gopi Baba Club.
Oh.
You ever heard of the Gopi Baba Club?
No.
That was a group of devotees that were they were only reading sections in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Krishna and the gopis, and also in the Bhagavatam, just those 5 chapters, Krishna Gopi, because that was the highest. Oh, Prabhupada became furious, completely insane. So you think you're on such a high level, and you're thinking that the gopis level is higher than the Yasoda and Nandamars. He was so angry, his lips were quivering. And the devotees were sitting there thinking, they were realizing Prabhupada, he's a resident of Vrindavan. He was so angry. And of course, the Gopi Baba Club stopped after that, after they heard Prabhupada, his anger. And he said what happened is because there was girls and boys, and women in this Gopi Baba Club. And eventually they started, writing letters and having, association with each other and became degraded. Yeah. Sahajiya, called Sahajiya, thinking they're on such a high level. But Prabhupada said, don't jump. Don't think you're on such a high level. So he would become very angry. And as far as that meeting, I think that was in Bombay at the Pandal.
Yes.
Yeah, some Mayavadi was challenging Prabhupada. Prabhupada became angry, and Giriraj Swami, he said that I can understand that Prabhupada wanted them to understand that Krishna consciousness is personalism, it's not impersonalism.
Mm.
And Prabhupada's a person, and when he hears nonsense, then he's gonna become angry. Some people left because saints don't get angry. Saint people aren't supposed to get angry. Your guru became angry and they would leave. No. Who else became very angry? Hanuman. Yeah, Hanuman. Yeah. Ravana took Sita, and he was so angry he practically destroyed the whole city. In all humility. So anger, can be a sign of humility also. So there's spiritual anger and there's material anger. In this world, mostly we see material anger. The drive-by shooting, what do they call it? The road rage. Yeah, you've heard of that. Road rage. Someone pulls in front of somebody else. Oh yeah, crazy. So there's spiritual anger, and there's just like sometimes people think that the gopis they were lusty, but no, love beyond our even ability to understand. Atmendriya priti vachitali parikam, Krishnendriya priti icha dare prema. That love means to satisfy the senses of Krishna. That's the definition of love. People are looking for love. Everybody wants love. but they're looking for love in some other material body. And therefore frustrated again, disappointed. No, love is between the soul and Krishna. That's love. And lust is trying to satisfy our material senses. Love is trying to satisfy the senses of Krishna. And lust is trying to satisfy our own senses. Bound to be frustrated. Because we're not our senses. Therefore bound to be frustrated. We don't want to be frustrated. Anybody want to be frustrated? Anybody want to be disappointed?
No.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki?
Jai.